So Blackkklansman was released this weekend in the UK. So Blackkklansman is the new Spike Lee film. It stars John David Washington, Adam Driver and Topher Grace. It tells the true story of Ron Stallworth, the first black detective in Colorado Springs Police Department, and his infiltration of the Ku Klux Klan, and just tells his story of how he was able to infiltrate the KKK, and tells a very prevalent story of racism in America. So what did I think of this film? Well, firstly, I think it's fantastically well acted. I think Adam Driver is the standout performer in this film. And for me personally, I think it's only a matter of time before he is in an Oscar-winning worthy role and will be nominated very soon. It's not going to be for this film, but I'm sure he will do a film where he gets a nomination for Best Actor or Best Supporting Actor. John David Washington, who plays the lead role of Ron Stallworth, is also fantastic. I truly believed him as Ron Stallworth, and I liked his portrayal of trying to hold in his anger of the racism that's so prevalent in America in the 70s, and I just really believed his character and his motivations. On the whole, I really enjoyed this film. I had a few problems with it, but they're only my personal problems. First of all, I thought this film was going to be a little bit different. I thought it was kind of more a crime heist film and they were going to catch the KKK for some crimes that they did commit. That doesn't happen in this film. They kind of prevent any crimes from happening, but no one actually gets arrested. They don't catch anyone, and I thought this was going to be a story of how Ron Stallworth was able to catch David Duke for crimes he was committing. That might sound quite silly. A lot of people might know the story of Ron Stallworth and the KKK. Being an Englishman, I'd actually never heard of Ron Stallworth or this story. I'd obviously heard the KKK, but I'd never heard of David Duke, so I didn't really know their story. I just expected it was going to play out like a crime film. But the message in this film is incredibly powerful, and I think that was what the film was trying to go for, and it succeeded in trying to deliver a message, very relevant message in today's times. And I think the time of this film is fantastic to bring light to some of these things that I think are going under the radar. The ending of this film, showing the Charlottesville riots, was incredibly powerful and moving. It made me realise that the world is forgetting about what happened last year, these awful hate crimes, and that nothing is being done about it. So that message was so moving, and it really brought to the forefront that this problem is being ignored, and we haven't really moved on from where we was 40 years ago. Racism is still in our society, and we have not changed much as humans. And it says a lot that we're watching a film from the 70s and going, I can't believe how bad racism was 40 years ago, and then realise no, it is still happening today. We're just closing our eyes to it and not paying it any attention. But back to what I thought about the film. So the film is surprisingly funny. There are a lot of great jokes in this film that really work, and I think they came at the right times in the film. There's not a lot of jokes, but when they do come, they are funny, and it really helps the film. It's nice to see the film doesn't take itself overly seriously. It knows it's a strong political message, but it's able to have some fun with it and is able to crack jokes at itself. So I think that's very good for the film, and it really aids the film. The film does very well not being heavy-handed in the political message it's trying to put across, which a lot of these films can be, and it can kind of talk down to your audience and make them feel the uneducated ones and make them feel stupid. This film doesn't do that. It doesn't hit you over the head with the message, and that really helps the film as well. I felt, however, the soundtrack could have been a little bit better. I didn't get that 70s vibe from the music that was playing. They always had this same little score playing. I can't really remember the tune, but I remember this little tune kept coming up, the same score, but there wasn't a lot of 70s soundtrack in this film, and I think that could have really helped the feel of the film. It did look like the 70s, but the music wasn't there, so that was a real shame, as I love my music in films. But overall, this is a fantastic film by Spike Lee. It's a real return for form, and I think it really helped Jordan Peele produce this film. I think that's where a lot of the comedy aspects came from. It felt very Jordan Peele when any comedy happened, but this is a great film. It has a very strong and powerful message, which I think is so relevant today, and it will really make you think. It's not quite the film I was expecting a crime heist film, but the film overall is fantastic. It's incredibly enjoyable. There's some funny moments, there's some very powerful performances, and I highly recommend this film, and I think this could be one of the best films I've seen all year. So there's my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Just want to do a real quick one on this film, but I hope you enjoyed this review. As always, please leave a like, please comment, what did you think of the film, and please subscribe if you're enjoying this content. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next video. Bye bye.